Good morning. Well, today is the vlog for day 24. Another record for me. Well, today's day 25. So that's another record. It's Wednesday. Yesterday, I'm doing the vlog for yesterday. Oh, I've got something in my eye. Okay. I've been trying to get it out before recording. Okay, so what did I eat yesterday? I had some eggs in the morning, fried eggs. They were delicious. I used my little baby cast iron pan. The key is making sure there's enough fat in the pan so it doesn't stick, because eggs are a challenge no matter what you cook them in. I had my coffee as dessert. Tick for that day. Woohoo. 1 p.m. brisket. Oh, yes. I had some brisket and a boiled egg. That was delicious. And in the afternoon, I did a few things. I made a chicken curry. Now, I used a very mild Malaysian spice powder, and I didn't use much of it. So it was just really a very mild. And I used a tin of coconut cream because I can handle, spices and herbs and all of that. And I haven't had coconut cream this whole time. So I'm in my 4th week. So I thought it's okay. Yeah, I can do that. That's no problems. I haven't had any of it yet. My husband loves it. He's had a lot of it. He said it was great. And I also cooked. So that was some chicken thigh. I took the skins off of that chicken to make the chicken curry. And with the chicken skins, I put them in the Ninja Foodie Grill XL, the air fryer. And I put it on dehydrate. Now, I did 1.5 hours, then I did 4 hours. And look, they were mostly done. I reckon I'm still yet to do a complete cycle where they completely do. But the problem is, if there's any thickness in any part, it doesn't dry out at the same speed. So I think next time I do them, and we have found a place here in Perth, I'm yet to order. But when I do them, you know what? I think I might do them in my dehydrator, my 10 tray. Because it's just, yeah, the air fryer was going for 5.5 hours and they were mostly done. But at the end, for dinner, I ended up eating them. My husband had one. And then I made, before I had those, at 5 o'clock, I had a chuck eye steak and some beef crackle with it as a texture, as a side dish. And then at 8 o'clock, I had some savoury pancakes that I made. They're amazing. They're the very simple pork rind and eggs recipe. But I will do a video on that and put it up on the channel. Just to show those that want to know how to make them, because they're really great. And I just made it like a taco. I just put chicken skins in it. It sounds funny saying it out loud. I just put chicken skins in it and folded it up like a taco and ate it. It was delicious. I was good for the day, good for the night, good for everything. It was awesome. So check-ins for me for yesterday. Everything was pretty much the same. Nothing unusual to report. No emotional grind. Just regular toilet. Tummy was good. Pain was manageable. And my sleep was, regular. So 6 to 7, I was getting between 4 and 6 hours sleep a night for years. I've been getting that since I had kids. Everything. I used to get 8 to 10 hours sleep a night before that. But, changed forever. And it's rare for me to sleep 8 hours. It's rare for me to sleep 7 hours. 6 is the most I generally sleep. And then once every 3 months, I might sleep in and get some extra sleep, but it's rare. I've had, I think I've noticed as I've been monitoring my sleep, and that's the reason why I set these check-ins up, so that I could see. It's a little mundane, but it's good for me to see over and over again what's happening. And in reflecting, my sleep has gone to a solid 6, sometimes 7. Like I've said 7 hours quite a few times. So that's an interesting observation for me. I would say on average now it's between 6 and 7 hours sleep a night. That's good. Sleep is so important. It's so important. I even have a sleep mask that I use. It's fantastic. The difference it makes to my brain, as soon as I put it on, everything goes into just... It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So I love that. So I'm very happy to observe and see that my sleep on average is more. That is awesome. So I'm listening to Atomic Habits right now. And something in the last couple of days that's really spoken to me that I thought I would finish with is like I've re-listened to chapter 1 a couple of times. It's just, for me, I just need to hear things over and over and over again until I feel like I can move on to the next golden nugget, because chapter 2 is already shaping up. It's building on chapter 1. So chapter 1, my biggest takeaways I thought I would just share with you. This one is a foundational statement. Habits are like atoms in my life that build on each other. So I personalize this for me because these are my notes. But he talks about a critical threshold, and a critical threshold, because he talks about how the tiny little things you do on a regular basis, they feel like they're not making any difference. And you're disciplining yourself and you're working hard at doing them, and you feel like they're not making any difference. But then there's a point, and it's called a critical threshold. There's a point at which small habits appear to make no difference until I cross a critical threshold. And he talks about that's the point at which it's like an instant success, right? Everyone else thinks it's an instant success, but yet you've been working on it for like a year, doing tiny little habits, right? So I loved that. I thought a critical threshold. I will remember that. It encouraged me to keep being patient and to not look. So one of the reasons why I think I'm still going on day 25 is because I haven't been looking at the outcome. I'm not looking, like, weight loss is a huge need in my life, but I'm not weighing myself. I have not weighed myself. It's why I'm not talking about my weight, in my vlogs, because I've done that every time in the past, and it just leads me to discouragement, like that depression for the day, and then I just want to quit. Like, why bother? Why try? When I don't see a result in 24 hours. And yes, I understand how silly that sounds out loud, but when you're in this space and you are trying so hard to make changes, it's very off-putting. It's very difficult. So I made a decision not to weigh myself throughout this. And it hasn't been hard. A few times I've wanted to just see, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to myself. And so I was just saying, in reference to this, I'm not focused on that goal, even though it is a goal. And one of the things he talks about is a goal. I didn't write that down, but he said a goal sets the direction, but the system that you create for yourself is how you achieve the goal. And I loved that. Now, is this new to me? No, it's not new to me, but it absolutely crystallizes. You know how some people, when they've really studied and are good at something, they can crystallize like something that would take us a paragraph or many paragraphs to explain. They can say it like in one statement. I love that. And so I really loved what he had to say about goals versus systems, which is really just what these notes are. I made the note part of a larger system. Forget about setting goals. Focus on my system instead. And so, and oddly, in a good way, that is exactly what I've done so far. And I'm at day 25. I have not been focusing on an end goal at all. I've been focusing on eating 100% carnivore every day, like zero carb every day. That's actually where my effort and energy is going. I'm not trying to lose 10 kilos or 15 kilos or 50 kilos. I've got more than that to lose. That's not my goal. My goal is to stick to the plan. That's my goal. I wrote myself a list of what I could and couldn't eat. That was it. That was the plan, right? I can have however much I want each day. If you've watched my vlogs, you know I've had vertical sleeve gastrectomy, so I only have a very small stomach. So my meals probably don't look like they would someone that can eat like a kilo of meat. Yeah, no, I can't do that. Nor do I want to do that, right? Obviously, because I would feel sick and then I would have other repercussions. But I've been focused on that. Eat carnivore, eat meat every day, meat and fat, eat meat and fat every day. And I have been monitoring my quantities out of interest, really, just seeing how much I'm eating and also to document it for my own use. So he summarizes by saying, forget about setting goals, focus on your system instead. So this is what I'm doing. I'm focusing on my system. And as I've said, I realized that that's actually how I got here to day 25, which is really cool. He says, I will not rise to the level of my goals. I will fall to the level of my systems. And it sort of also reminds me of, what do you have the power to control and what don't you? And I realized a couple of years ago, I would set a weight loss goal for myself. I'm going to lose 10 kilos. And then I would stick to a plan, a program, right? And I realized that the scales, they don't always give you what the goal you set, even when you stick to the plan. And I realized the power of what you can control and what you can't. What you can control is what you eat each day. You can't control the outcome of how much weight that equates to losing. So I loved this. I love this chapter 1 with James Clear, just to sum it all up, because he's talking about committing to a system, a process, more than you commit to the goal. And it just made me reflect, and I think that's how I got here to day 25. And right now I'm still single-minded in the fact that my goal is to eat zero carb. That's my goal. I love the deliciousness of the carnivore diet. Makes it totally doable, but in the process it switches off the ghrelin and the leptin, manages all those hormones. Fat and meat for me manages all those hormones, and I'm having days where I'm not even thinking about food after I've eaten. I mean, this is miraculous for me, really. I used to be able to eat a full meal and I'd still be looking for food. Look, I came to realize a lot of that's about nutrition, but there's another piece. I'm sure there's many pieces, but another significantly big piece is around the cravings. And, when you have carbs, there's a parts of our brain. It's very addictive, and it certainly is for me anyway. And I am not, I do not want to villainize carbs. I don't think carbs are bad. I think there are some people whose metabolisms can actually process a certain degree of them. Certainly meat and fat is really helping me right now, and I'm really grateful for that. So I'm going to go say hi, tell me how you're doing. I hope you're enjoying your carnivore journey, or if you're curious, I hope you're learning all the things you need to learn. And I will be back. I will see you tomorrow.